To be at this time. Yes, we are now live on our Facebook feed at the official page of Radio Caribbean International and also our YouTube channel. So you can definitely go on over there, get a little bit more up close and personal with the show. We'd love that. And if you do that, we'd appreciate if you share it as well to somebody, some of your viewers as well. This morning, it is the month of October, of course. Last week, we kicked things off. It was the 1st of October. And we kicked things off with a survivor from the U.S., from the United States. And it just calls back to mind again the fact that, this thing called cancer has no boundaries. You there's no telling. You could be sitting here as an old person. You could be sitting here as a little child. You could be sitting here as a man, as a woman, as a person from the U.S., as a person from there. This thing has no boundaries. So at any given time, you could find yourself in the company of somebody affected. You yourself could be affected, and it is just, I guess it could be, a very relieving or maybe a comforting thing to know that, listen, I am not in this alone, because I could only imagine how scary this is. I'm a person that I panicky, and I have a family history of this thing already. So I'm always any little thing I feel, I jump in, I'm ready to die, but when you are able to find opportunities where you can sit down and you can hear from other people who has done it, persons who are doing it, persons who, have had no other choice but to be strong and deal with this, stand up and say, all right, come on, it is such an inspiration for people who may have to end up going down that line, or maybe even you that is probably in it right now, or maybe family members who are dealing with persons with it. This is an encouragement. So we are very, very grateful that we have persons affected one way or the other who have given up their privacy, given up their time, their stories, to be able to share with us on She Speaks. And we have one beautiful soul this morning who have decided to do just that. And I am grateful and honored because she's fresh in the thing, She fresh, and she decided to listen. I am so moved this morning. I'm so grateful this morning that you've said yes. Thank you for saying yes. And her name is Karina Barthelmy. And when we come back after we take a word from our partners who have gracefully come on board to ensure that we see the success of this show as well, we are definitely going to be getting to know about her. So stay with us. We take a word from the partners and we come right back.
Salem Courts every Friday and Saturday in October. Get ready to experience mind-blowing discounts of up to 60% off. Plus, buy one, get two free on selected items. And don't miss out on those unbeatable doorbuster deals on store-wide. Take advantage of our amazing trade-in deals and upgrade your home today. Head on down to your nearest Courts location every Friday and Saturday in October. Terms and conditions apply. Courts, bringing value.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Wonderful. And here we are. We are absolutely back. Janice Butcher, thank you very much. Everybody else who's tuned in and is viewing at this moment, thank you. Those who are listening via our app or via the website or via the frequency, we appreciate you being a part here this morning, because just by being here, it's showing your solidarity and your support. This morning, we've got the honor of hosting a warrior. There's no other way to put it, because most of the people that we've had is survivors. So they've gone through it, they've done their treatment, and they're in remission. But you are smack down in the middle of this, like just June, this thing was hit.
I have treatment tomorrow.
Look at you. You understand? So I am so grateful that you said yes once and for all. Her name is Karina. Karina Barthelmy is our guest, and please show her some mad love, because most people, when they are just being diagnosed, don't want to hear from nobody. They want nobody trouble them. Don't talk to me. You know, you're going into this grumpy stage, and I have a feeling I might be that person if that ever happened to me. So I am grateful that she was not that selfish, and she's decided to come on and share her story at this stage with us. Karina, thank you. I mean it all.
You're most welcome, and thank you for having me here. Good morning, RCI family. It's nice being here this morning.
Right. Now we're gonna, you normally with us wire back down the thing, because this is June. We go come to the diagnosis in a minute. But you were a young, healthy looking woman, pretty nice, dark melanin woman, been living your life, doing your thing. Let's wire back down now though, to childhood. You know, let's talk about where were you born, what were you like as a child, what kind of household. Let's go right back there, you know, and then forward up to where we are now.
Okay. I raised with parents. My parents are married. My dad is deceased last year.
Oh,
so June this year would have been a year my dad passed away.
Condolences.
Thank you. I had a normal school bringing, but my grandmother had breast cancer, and her mother had breast cancer. And the interesting thing about this is that none of my aunts or even my mom has breast cancer. They never had any signs of even a lump to go and check.
Aye.
So that generation, like it skipped the
It
entire
lived
journey.
unspencered.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
gosh.
So I had a very wonderful childhood. Persons who know me, I'm very outspoken. I am very active.
I can tell. I can tell the active part.
Yes.
You look like a little feisty one. I love it.
Yes, I have a personality. So
Nice.
so I had a very good childhood. And everything was normal.
What are some of the principles, though? What are some of the things that you remember dearly that was grounded in you that you're grateful for as an adult?
God. My mom always said, like, she doesn't have wealth or anything to give us. The only thing she can teach us is to pray.
Oh.
And that is the foundation that we have been raised up on. And that's the foundation that even when sometimes I'm worried in this process, she'll be like, okay, you're thinking of self, you need to rely on God. And sometimes you don't want to hear that, because you want to vent in your human capacity.
Yes.
And you want somebody to listen to you and sympathize
Let
with
me
you.
have that moment,
yes,
that kind of
yes.
vibe.
Let
I
me
understand.
vent. Let me be human. Let me.
Yes.
But my mom is not that individual. She'll be like, okay, you needed to take to God. You need to depend on God. You need to stop looking at this from your perspective. God has a reason, and not at all times. The reasoning is welcoming, but that's the reason. You know that's what you're gonna get. You know that's what you're gonna get.
Wow.
So you have no other choice but to be grounded in that spiritual aspect of everything. And that's how we were raised. We were raised to rely on God more than ourselves. And sometimes it's hard. I'm not going to pretend it's not hard, because I mean, we're human.
Yes.
And emotions and challenges do pull us in different directions, but it's always good to know what you're grounded in and what's the footing that you've been given.
Wow.
And every time you forget, mommy is always there to remind you, hey, it's not you, it's God. It's not, that's the standing you're supposed to be on. And it comes in handy when things become rocky, then you know where your center is and where to navigate from there.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said, and totally understandable, because trust me, the human nature, we weak. Sometimes we want to take things and say, God, I got this. I just did a post this morning, say, sometimes I want to tell God, I got this. And he say, if you got it, then you don't have no need for me.
And it's not only that, sometimes you're tired.
Yes.
Like you reach your wits end and you're like, you know what, they say God gives his strongest soldiers the hardest battles, and sometimes you don't want to be that strong soldier.
Yeah.
And that's that in our capacity as humans, we don't want, not every time we want to be that. Sometimes we want to, the new
Soft
phrase,
era.
we want to be in our soft era.
Soft girl era.
Yes, you want to be in that era and don't have to be jumping hurdles.
Yes.
But life doesn't always navigate that way. And when you understand where your central point, it makes it a little better. It makes you understand how to navigate and how to go through those tough times and what you expect at the end of it. And it gives you a little more ease because challenges will come in one way or the other. It doesn't necessarily have to be health-wise, but challenges do come. And it's always good to know how to navigate those challenges.
I totally agree. Let's fast forward now to career path. What were you before all of this? We go in there just now, but there were you. We want to get a sense of where you were when this thing just decided, here I am.
Okay, I'm currently the maintenance coordinator at the Royalton St. Lucia. I'm still the
And
maintenance.
in a day class.
So I have like 56 guys to 60 guys that I deal with on a daily basis. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, lovely.
As much as there are challenges, they also my strength. At times, they keep me in check. I'm the more doctor than the doctors that I go through. Yeah, so yes, they keep me in check. So if I feel like eating something out of the way, they'll be like, you're not supposed to be eating that, and you're not supposed to. And so it, all around, it's a wonderful experience with them. But that's where I am right now at Royalton. They have been supportive. They have been. My manager has been supportive.
Right.
So I am.
But before, just not to cut you across, before you learn that, because that was just June of this year. So before you learn that, what was life like? What was living like? What was some of the plans you had for yourself? What were some of the things?
Gosh.
You're living life.
Yes.
And you tell yourself, okay,
So
and you're making plans and you want to do things and and then boom, So tell me about before that.
Well, it has been hurdle after hurdle. So I'm making, like I said, Daddy passed last year.
Right.
So for me, life has been recovering but normal.
Right.
Because we had to learn to live without him.
Yes.
That's one thing for us. There are a few setbacks in personal life that I had to deal with, and that was fine. And in terms of work and everything else, I lived normal. I would go out normally with my friends. I would go. I'll even say the day I was out to a birthday dinner. So I go to my dinners as normal, and I still go to my dinners as normal. We do birthday dinners for everyone. We have a small clique that every time there's a birthday, we go out somewhere.
Celebrate,
yes. So right now, the only difference is we look for places I can eat. So that's the only difference. But I have not deterred my normal routine. For
Did
my
you have
current
any anticipation? Was there any time something that crossed your mind, that the possibility? Was that ever a thought pattern?
Never. I think and I think that's one of the things maybe that was blindsided by me, because like I said, it is in the family, but it's never something that I concentrated on. And I guess it was also to that it was something none of my aunts faced.
Right.
So it was never. I lived.
That's the end of that day.
Yes. So I lived life normally. I would enjoy my life as I see fit, go out to dinner, hang out with friends, my work day, eat as I please. It's been a few years. My sister has been trying to get me to change my diet, but I like fried chicken. I love chicken. I love fried chicken.
Aww.
So my sister is more conscious, health conscious and fit and exercise. I'm not that person. I'm the lie down and relax and sleep an individual until I'm doing something that I want to do.
And then you pour all into it.
Yes.
Now, are you now thinking differently, or do you don't have a choice?
I have no choice.
Is it hard? Really hard?
Yes, in terms of eating. A lot persons will tell you eat normally. But I will say to you, do your research. There need to be a few tweaks. There need to be a few changes that need to occur in order for you to expedite your healing process and the outcome you desire. With everything in life, to the end goal, there needs to be some level of sacrifice. So you have to, there's diet change. I'm not exercising because I am exhausted 95% of the time. That's one of the side effects of the treatment. But in my survivor stage, I would have to incorporate exercise as something into it. But currently there are changes that needs to be made. There are changes that needs to be made for you to get the outcome you're looking
Okay,
at.
I want to take a word from the partners and I want to come back and talk about that dreadful day.
Yes.
Because we need to go there. Let's take a word from the First National Bank and Courts.
Get vivid views at Quartz Optical. View the world in the latest frames and lens. Double your savings with 50% off credit purchases, 24 months and over. 25% off cash purchases. Wear it now and pay later. Plus, you can book your eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. Get vivid views only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Offer ends September 2024.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
All right, we are back. For those of you who are just joining us, we're here on Radio Caribbean. We've got a warrior in our company, a breast cancer warrior. She's newly into the thing. She's in treatments and all of that, but she really and truly is a warrior. Now I'm interacting with her. Karina Barthelmy is a warrior indeed. She is just oozing, strength. I don't know. I don't think I could do it. So I am, you being here, you speaking, you being so firm and so calm in your conversation. Are you really calm, or is just you just like me? Like you can put out that thing you learn, like your work teacher how to be able to mask certain things, and or are you feeling any different than what you're exhuming?
No, I am actually calm in the situation. I don't have a choice but be. And I have a phrase that I use, and I have a friend that's dear to me that don't like it. I always say it is what it is.
Oh yeah,
and
I see that.
Once it is, you deal with it, and that's how I feel.
Okay.
For me, it's just another situation, it's just another hurdle, and I have to deal with it. So I not even when I got the news, I was like nervous or anything.
Let's start there.
Yes.
when it's in June, right?
Well, actually, what happened
I
was,
don't know why I say in June.
Well, June was when I started treatment.
Okay, so when did it happen and how did it happen? Where were you? What was going on?
So it was a normal Saturday.
Okay.
And I went to town.
Right.
And I came from town and I had burning sensation under my breast. And I thought it was chafing because it was hot. So I figured I sweated and the bra rub. So
yes.
I reach home, I take out the bra, I take paper towel, I wipe under my breast, and I went to get some A&D because I think it's chafing, and so I put some ointment. But when I put the ointment, my fingers sink. So I had a dimple under the breast.
Oh.
So I went to the mirror, I lift up the breast, and I saw a sink in the breast. And ladies, we need to be mindful of our bodies. We need to understand when we see something different, don't just brush it out as whatever. Be inquisitive.
Not, it is.
Right.
Not in that instant.
Not in that instant. So, but I had a birthday dinner the night, one of my friends' birthday, and we were going to dinner. And I went on to dinner and everything, and in my mind it's the bra.
Yeah.
And we went to dinner. I had a good time at dinner, laughed, enjoyed myself. When I came from home, I took out the bra again and I went to look and I saw it was still there. So I took a photo and I sent it to a friend of mine who is a doctor. And she actually was at the dinner with us, but it never crossed my mind until So when I reached out to her, I say, hey, is this normal? And she was like, go see a doctor. And So one time my mind reeling, so I go to Google, Dr. Google. I go and see all the number of possibilities that could, and cancer was one of them, but I brushed it off, but because they had other things. So I went to my doctor as she recommended, and my doctor said to me, you have a fibroid in the breast. I'm going to send you and do your mammogram and an ultrasound of the breast. I did that process, and they gave me the dimensions of the lump and everything of the lump, and it was still not, they made it seem it could be either or, because it could just be a normal tissue fibroid or anything. So I had to do a biopsy. I scheduled my biopsy. Dr. Remy did my biopsy. She's wonderful. Tamara, yes.
Oh, lovely.
And then I went to her for the results of the biopsy, and it was determined that the lump was cancerous. Yes. So when she gave me that news, she told me, are you okay? I was like, yes. So when I reached home, like when it hit, I cried. Because, you that's another hurdle you have to deal with and everything else. And
by that time, where it was not determined stage or anything of that
no,
sort
she
yet?
told me tentatively it was at stage 2. So I did get early detection, which was a good thing. So that's why I tell people you need to be mindful of your body. When we see certain things, though, brush it off based on our knowledge of what we think it might be. Go and have it checked. Go and have it checked. Know your body. Recognize when something is different. And I think that is the key to life and death. Recognizing something is different and actually getting a professional output on what is different on you. So sometimes we see things, we see a bump and we figure out, or we see rash and we figure out it's just heat. So, but if you monitor in the situation, you'll realize it's spreading faster than normal. You'll see different things because my breast has no malfunction apart from the dent underneath. Right. So where you have persons that might tell you their nipple was oozing or they saw rash on I had none of that.
Right.
So it's just a little dent. I might say, okay, maybe it's because I wear wire bras and the wire might do that. But we cannot just take those things and just make an assumption. We need to go get ourselves
And if you weren't
checked.
alert, because a little dent under the breast again can be easily missed, So you have to be so vigilant.
Yeah, but I'm always in the mirror. Anybody that knows me, I'm always in the mirror, and most times I hardly have clothes. I always hot, so I always in the mirror. So it's something you need to be aware of. You see something, you think you're a little worried about it, have it checked. Have it checked out. It could save your life. So from there, I was referred to Dr. Mareen, who is my oncologist. She's a Dominican doctor who is based in St. Lucia, and she's the one that brought me through what my treatment stage and what will be required of me and stuff like that. And most times you ask that you brought about changes. They will tell you can continue in life as normal, eat water. But I will say to people, do research, read. Your health is in your hands.
Right.
You cannot solely rely on everybody else to give you feedback. You need to do research for yourself. So you need to read up on stuff. The internet has a lot of information, but I know we cannot take everything everybody says and implement.
Right.
But the good thing about it is that we live in the Caribbean where our fruits are organic.
Absolutely.
Our food is 95% alkaline. We can get bananas straight off the tree, green figs straight off the tree. The dashing comes from the earth. So a lot of the things in terms of dietary change, it's not a hassle mentally because we can go in the market and find
it, yes, sure.
You don't have to. You can eat. For me, mango is a lifesaver.
Oh, you like it?
Yes.
And it's actually something you like?
Yes, so
okay,
what
great.
happens when I eat it, I actually feel energized. I don't know what in the mango, but once I eat mango, especially during my down periods, it helps me. So we have a lot of local fruit that we can rely on. I know a lot of people will have heard of soursop.
Yes.
And I have, during my researching, I've come across a lot of persons need to order it online. There are persons in the UK that order it online, persons in the US that order it. We have soursop trees growing everywhere.
Yeah.
So I eat a lot of soursop. I drink a lot of soursop
Do you
tea.
use sea moss?
I use sea moss
Okay,
as well. Papaya. So my diet has changed. I eat more I eat more vegan now than ever before. Anybody, I don't like eating with meat without meat. I don't like eating.
know, it's a tough one,
I don't like eating without meat. I like fried chicken. Like I say, I love fried chicken, but you have to make decisions when you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you you're gonna not eat fried chicken for the rest of your life, or if you feel like eating one piece of chicken once a blue, it's gonna kill you. But your normal patterns have to change. Your sugar consumption, there is research for, against, whatever, but sugar on the whole, you just have to be mindful.
Yeah.
Mindful of your sugar intake, and I'm not talking about sugar from fruit. I'm talking about sweets and junk and processed
That's
stuff.
gonna be my problem right there.
Yes,
That's
processed stuff. You just have to be mindful of how you take in it. You take your sugar from fruits. I don't drink tea with sugar, and that's something I've been doing for centuries.
Oh, so that helps.
Yeah, that's for me. But I love chocolate, and I love different stuff. I love to snack.
I know.
So right now my snack has to be like mango and fruit. Because it's not a matter of, it's a matter of you just changing what you think is beneficial for you.
Right. Once your body is healthy, it gives you a better chance to fight.
And that's what you want to
Yeah.
do, boost your immune. In terms of chemo, it's taxing.
Okay, so what are you doing? The chemo, no radiation?
Not
just
as
the
yet.
chemo.
As
Okay.
chemo as for
Okay.
now. So because of the place the lump was located, my first option was not the lumpectomy. It was chemo. Because I needed to shrink the size of the lump so for them to be able to remove the lump.
Okay.
So right now I'm in my chemo process.
Right.
Chemo is different for everybody. Everybody will have their different story. For me, I actually take a week out and I'm back to work after a week. So
It's tasking on the body.
It's tasking on the body.
What do you feel? How do you feel? Tired? You feel drained?
You feel tired, you feel drained, you feel like you're pregnant. Everything for me, my experience,
Nausea and
everything is nausea. Everything upsets me. I don't know what I want to eat. I throw up a lot. So that is for me. Another thing for me, you get hair loss.
But you rock it, I must say. Listen, I would not have guessed because I thought you were just rocking your hairstyle, so it really does well on
The
you.
hair
What
loss-
about does it aid your weight loss? Do you normally, because you don't?
I lost
Some
weight.
people- you
I
did?
lost weight.
Okay.
Yes, I lost weight because I guess you don't taste. For me, I don't taste food.
Okay.
It takes a while for the taste of food to come back. So by the time the taste come back, I have another session. So I never want to eat certain things. So that's why I like fruit more. Like pineapple, I'll taste it. So I
you eat it.
enjoy.
Right, great.
I taste mango, so I enjoy. But
Nice.
I would eat food and I will not taste the flavor of the food.
Oh.
Another thing for me, my hands get darker. You get darker pigmentation. You get spots under your feet. So mine different. My nails, I don't get them as dark because I keep my nails. I keep acrylic on my nails, so
Right.
I to keep them protect them. But in terms of the rapidness of my hair loss, it came quick. It came after the first treatment.
Wow.
So I lost hair after the first treatment, so that came quick. Even in terms of your gum health is important. I oil pull a lot with coconut oil and clove oil to protect, because you feel when I do listen to other persons that go through the treatment, some of them get blisters and all that. I don't get all that because I use medicated mouthwash. I oil pull. So I try to nip it before it even occurs. That's how I work. So when I hear certain things, I try. But it's a process, but it's a doable process. It's a process that It's not easy. You're gonna have high days. You're gonna have low days, but it's a doable process.
Right.
It's a doable process.
All right. Where you are now, and what advice you've been giving advice all day, but what will be the take home? Because it's time for to wrap up. But what will be the take home for you?
My take home is your circle, because I mean you need to have a strong circle, whether it's family, friends that keep you grounded and give you that boost. And I'm thankful that I have a good family circle, and I also have a good friendship circle, and I have a good work circle.
Absolutely.
So I have my guys that work and my friends like Nat, Tash, Mel, Aaron, all of them. They keep me grounded in terms of to keep moving. Then I have a team support, a good boss that keeps me there. Then I have a good family base that also supports. So on all sides, I'm covered.
Right.
So God has blessed me in that aspect. But what I tell people is, I think we die quicker in our minds than anywhere else.
Right.
The battle first begins in your head. How you internalize the news, and it will determine your outcome of how you're going to battle and how you're going to prepare for what's coming next. A lot of us, though, and a lot of time, person thinks that cancer comes from eating badly and poor lifestyles. Cancer can come from stress.
Exactly.
Traumatic events, like think persons that go through traumatic events and they bottle up hurt. I didn't know that until I started reading about it. So so that makes the spectrum of persons that can get cancer even greater. So anybody can get the news, depending. You could be healthy and exercising, but delivering something traumatic. And I think that sometimes it's the body's way of protecting itself in terms of isolating the toxin or the whatever it is in the body. So how you're going to deal with it is going to determine your final stand. If you're going to stress and cry and you add in more hurt and more stress to the body, that's
so it needs to try safeguard.
Yes, so you need to protect your body in terms of how you. So your death cannot start in the brain. Your death cannot start. You have to figure out, you know what, this is something else that can be done, that I am willing to face head on and face it head on. Will it always be easy? No. Like anything in life, you're gonna have it's not gonna always gonna be even. But like anything in life, the same application applies.
Absolutely.
The same application. So most people, I think, die in the brain. And another thing, I think, too, sometimes we overcome and then get complacent. It's not, it's a consistent battle. You have to be consistent in what you do, consistent in whatever procedures that work for you. Yes, you do chemo, but you need to do lifestyle changes. And there are a lot of supplements that you might need to incorporate into your diet. When you recover, you might have to add exercise. So there are things you need to look at on a holistic scale to implement, and the first place to start is in the head. In the head.
Absolutely. And of course, that spiritually groundedness is definitely a good place to be as well when you go to that head space. Karina, you are amazing. Look up your whole team, I think, is on the live today. Say we got you, babe. So thank you so much again for saying yes first and being so complete in the sharing of your experience with us here as well, and with this beautiful advice. I think they're reaching. They like you can feel it. I'm not in there when I say I could take this, I could work with this. So it's advice that can work generally. And we admire your strength. It is inspiring. So I hope that you are inspiration even while you're going through your trial.
I like to thank Mareen and RCI for having me, and I like to let persons who are persons who maybe are just diagnosed, persons who maybe just being scheduled for their first treatment. It is doable. By the grace of God, it is doable. The fight begins in your mind. Clear your thoughts and think of it as something else that you can conquer. And take the doctor's advice, take your granny's advice, take your friend's advice. I mean, you cannot do everything everybody tells you, but there are things you can incorporate, things locally that we can implement, and you do it don't let it defeat you. You have the capacity to overcome. So anybody who is new, anybody's listening and they have just been diagnosed, it's doable.
Absolutely.
We're in this together. You're not alone. And prayer, 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 prayer. With God, all things are possible and able. So you pray and you fight, and you'll be fine.
Warrior indeed.
Yes.
She's a darling, isn't it? Oh God. Thank you so much again. Thank you to our partners. This is where we wrap up for today. We do it again next Tuesday. We'll have hopefully another amazing soul like her sitting across here to share the story and to, inspire us in some way or the other. But thank you again, Karina, and thank you to our partners, the First National Bank and also Quartz.
Thank you. Bye.
Started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
TGIS. Thank goodness it's a sale at Courts every Friday and Saturday in October. Get ready to experience mind-blowing discounts of up to 60% off. Plus, buy one, get two free on selected items. And don't miss out on those unbeatable doorbuster deals. All store-wide. Take advantage of our amazing trade-in deals and upgrade your home today. Head on down to your nearest Courts location every Friday and Saturday in October. Terms and conditions apply. Courts. Bring value.
In today's fast-paced world, accurate health diagnosis is more crucial than ever. Time is vital. Are you suffering from chronic headaches, back pain, knee pain, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, sciatica, stroke, joint pain, or arthritis? No matter the pain or illness, La Clinique du Corps has the best doctors and specialists to diagnose and treat your condition. We are the only medical clinic equipped with the latest 1.5 Tesla MRI machine, the gold standard in healthcare. This fully GE certified MRI provides top quality, detailed images detecting any illness including tumors and cancers of the brain and spine. We also offer the ultimate in ultrasound technology.